So good afternoon. Thank you for joining the Greater San Diego chapter of the ALS Association's Care Services meeting. Before we start, a couple quick announcements. This month, the support group meeting, which is normally on the third Saturday of the month at Ability Center in Kearney Mesa, has a new time and new location just for the month of July. So be watchful for that if you're regular attenders or planning to go this month. It's going to be at 1 o'clock at the Carmel Mountain Ranch Estate. So please join us for our 2019 walk kickoff with complimentary beer and wine, it says, delicious food. And of course, all of our pals and their caregivers and families are welcome. And that's apparently a 2019 walk team captain kickoff party. And the rest of us get to come because we're the reason we do it. So, so please join us. So today at our Care Services meeting, we have some information on accessible construction or making your home ADA compliant for your loved one if that's the need you see coming up. The actual title is How to Prepare Your Home Environment for ALS or Caring for Someone with ALS. So we'll get right to our program. We're happy to have this month Harmony Home Medical, the CEO and owner, Erica Sells, and I'll let her come up and get her presentation started.
Thank you. Thank you, Keith. All right. Afternoon, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. And today I'm going to discuss getting your home prepared for caring for someone with ALS. And also a couple items that can be used if you can't make those modifications. It could be financial limits or renting as a scenario. So also some tidbits for people with that situation in their home. So my name's Erica. I own Harmony Home Medical. We do everything aging in place, medical equipment and home modification. We're right in Kearney Mesa. So you can come in and see some of these things in our store and ask as many questions or have us come out to your home. So let's begin. One thing I really want to emphasize is that modifying your home for accessibility is really good for everyone. So it's not just for the person with ALS. If there's a spouse involved, it's also good for the spouse because we all age. 80% of us throughout our life will use a wheelchair at some point. It's usually in our later years. So 80% of us will use a wheelchair before death, and that means that if our home is accessible for one and more functional with one, that it's going to be easier for us. So a couple just quick things that we're going to go over on each slide is zero threshold entry, at least one into your home. That is very critical. Extra wide doorways and halls, at least 36 inches wide, and spacious safe transfer locations. Proper height rocker light switches and raised outlets. Proper lighting, really important, not to help you push your chair, but help to see where you're going in your chair, and also if you're not using a chair, to prevent a fall when just walking and utilizing your house. Accessible bathroom and accessible kitchen. We'll go into details on what those look like and have sample pictures of those. So for the zero threshold entry, having at least one quick, easy, safe, zero threshold entry is really important. There are times, hopefully not often, but you're going to be in a rush. You could have an emergency, so having more than one can be very important too. If you had a fire or an emergency that blocked your primary entrance, having a second entrance that is zero threshold could be a life-saving scenario. So really shooting for that is ideal. And then there's a lot of ways to create these. It doesn't have to be moving and having the perfect house. It doesn't have to be the big elevator. It can be a combination of things. So in the pictures here, I have the laser. If you guys can hone in or see these, and if they're a little small, you can email me, which I'll have at the end, or download the slides for these pictures. But what we can use are landscaping. So we can bring in dirt, build up your front entrance, and do a concrete poured sidewalk over that landscaping to make a natural ramp integrate into your yard. We can use semi-permanent modular ramping. That's really frequently used. You can put that up quick and easily, take it down, reuse it, resell it, use it in a different configuration. So that's a great product. And then the VPL, vertical platform lift, is the open platform that can power up to the landing. And that can take the client, their chair, and a caregiver up electronically. And they are very quick and easy to install. And depending on your outside of your home, it may be more cost effective than ramping or the landscaping. Every home is unique, so it's difficult to say what's most cost effective or what's best solution without seeing each scenario. And then concrete pours. We kind of have an example in this picture here, also utilizing some landscaping and doing the concrete poured ramp, so a more permanent than the modular or semi-permanent ramp. So these are some ways to make a zero threshold entry. You want it to be smooth for rolling and quick and easy without any trip hazards for walking. At your doorway, you want to do the good lighting that we'll discuss in a couple slides. And then it's also helpful to have a shelf or some place that you can put your keys, your phone, bags, or maybe where you're trying to access your door. So making just the entry into your home have no barriers and accommodate your life. We're usually in and out with our hands full and carrying groceries, children, and what have you. So making it functional for that. Next slide is the halls and doors. Now, we don't all have the luxury of having these big, beautiful, massive hallways, but we can at least make our most frequently used spaces have 36 minimum wide hallways and doors. And we can do it in a variety of ways. We can do pocket doors. We could do barn doors if the pocket door, if the wall contingent to the space doesn't suit a pocket door, if it has electrical and so forth in it. So in our halls, most homes will already have this. If they don't, there are ways to make your key areas, your bedroom to your bathroom to your kitchen. Those areas have the space that you need to safely roll, turn, and get to where you need to go. Sometimes taking down a wall and opening up a space is the best practice, but once again, every home is different. So trying to have those 36 minimum wide travel spaces, and then at your transfer areas, you want to have a 5-foot turning radius there. There's a picture for next to the toilet, a 5-foot turning radius. It can be anywhere in the bathroom. So people often say, well, I can't get a 5-foot circle in my bathroom. Well, once you make a roll and shower, that 36 or 42 or however many inches you have from that back wall can be encompassed into that 5-foot turning radius because you can roll right over that shower ledge. So making a 5-foot turning radius in the bathroom is really ideal because it's such an important area and it's such a high-risk area. So making sure that if we're still transferring, we have the space and area to do it, and if we are in our chairs, that we have the ability to turn our chairs where they need to go, back over the commode, down into the shower, out the door, so forth. So 5-foot turning radius and 36-inch travel spaces. Then with lighting, I always like to just touch on this because it applies to all of us. After 40 years old, our eyes start to need twice as much light as when we were younger. So it doesn't instantly happen at 40, it's 5% and then 10% more. And when we're up in our golden years, we need twice as much light to see the same things. So the regular incandescent bulb is around 2,500, 2,700 watt lighting, or Kelvin, sorry, not watt. You want to have that at a minimum. The ambient mood lighting, that's nice to have, but as an accessory, as an add-on to your task and functional lighting. Ideally, in those key areas, you want to have 3,500 and higher. It's pretty bright, it's white, kind of daylight lighting at our doors, in our kitchen task area, and definitely in our bathrooms. And that's easy to do. You can change out any light with the correct bulb. So accessible bathroom is probably 80%, I would say, of what we work with and see on a day-to-day because it is such a key area. It's where 80% of the falls happen. And so it's really important that we're making this space work for our care for both our loved one and ourselves as we age and vice versa. So the roll-in shower is the ideal situation to have in your bathroom. There's products and solutions that can retrofit a standard tub into a roll-in shower. Removable shower wand with grab bars. I like to say grab bars are the new seat belt. They are critical. We all need to have them in the right places. And then it's a 0.6 friction coefficient on your flooring. So that's a specification that most tile and flooring surfaces will have. It just lets you know that it's non-slip and it won't send you sliding, when it gets wet, which is what happens in the bathroom. Low maintenance seal products on the walls. So there's different surfaces we can use. Tile, if we're using that, needs to have the acrylic grout, so it's the low maintenance grout. And then there's acrylic walls, fiberglass walls, lots of different solutions out there if grout maintenance or tile isn't the look that you're going for. And then I had said the bars at around ADA height toilet. So bars tend to be set properly at 33 inches, but it varies for every person. So ADA states 33 inches, but if you're 4'9", that's probably not a good fit for you. And if you're 6'5", it's also probably not a good fit for you. So we need to have something in the middle that's specific for the person. Yes.
So in my private home, I don't have to adhere to ADA?
That's right.
Is it going to get me in trouble when I try and sell it, or do people understand? Or?
Yeah, that's a great question. So ADA applies to commercial spaces. You do not have to make your home ADA compliant by any means. That's why we use the word accessible or universal design. And when it comes to reselling your home, I try to help clients always have a tub in the house or look for a solution if they only have one bathroom that might keep a tub. Because yes, buyers want to see one tub in the home, but after that, a roll-in shower is beautiful and it's in style. The European styles, they tend to come here a little bit later, and for years, probably about 10 years now, Europe has had the wet room be the bathroom of choice. Zero transition, frameless glass doors, linear French drains. And so it's great because it applies to accessibility too. And I have some examples of those. So we definitely don't have to make our house look handicapped or hospital-y in any way. And that's why I like doing this stuff too. Because in the medical equipment world, it kind of gets a little bit like that, gray and bent metal. And in the construction world, I get to bring out some color and some pop and use my feminine traits. So roll under vanity with lowered countertop heights for chair users. This is great to do in the bathroom. We have some really cool ways of doing it, either wall hung or cabinets that open and then disappear into the sides. There's different ways to accomplish this, but that way someone who can't stand for long periods or is already in a chair can do their teeth brushing and do their self-care at the sink with minimal assistance. It's always the goal. And then proper ventilation and waterproofing. So some of the technical aspects that working with a professional who works in this space, licensed contractor who understands accessibility and the needs of that population is really important. So here's some pictures. Here is a friend of Pal's, Mr. Ed Hodge. He's a client of ours. We just finished his bathroom a month or two ago. And so for his bathroom space, we ended up doing the wall removal with the halls that we discussed earlier. We made the halls and the bedroom work for accessibility by opening that space up. And we have the zero transition tile, smaller tile so it can all slope to center, with the travertine larger pattern tile out on the floor, with the bars in the proper height, and then the lowered wands. And everything is custom. Every person is different, every need is different. Mr. Hodge uses a ventilator, and so we made a custom valve, like a little gasket, for his tubing in the wall, and placed his equipment, which can't get wet, on the other side of that wall, making him able to use his equipment in the shower as he starts to rely on that more. So every bathroom and every person is unique, so we can come up with unique solutions for it. Generally, you always want to have a roll-in shower when possible. So this is one method, and then we have some other pictures, some other methods. Different flooring material, but same kind of practice and idea. This one up here, I just wanted to show that you can really get creative with aesthetics. This was for aging in place, not for wheelchair use. They didn't want to take this wider. You could fit a really narrow shower chair in there, but ideally you would want to add another 12 inches to the shower and have the door disappear so you can get the full access. But using acrylic and then using fiberglass down here, these Best Bath units, they plug and play right into your existing tub, really minimal construction time compared to the full-blown remodels like these ones. So, and there's another, the typical graded floor, small tiles in the shower, larger print on the floor, and then the wall mount sink. Another thing that I like to have in the bathrooms is we always put the thermostatic valve, but they have some really great digital controlled valves now, and I know that a lot of clients use their iPhone for access for things with their chair and for other home access like their television, their lighting, their music with Alexa and Siri. So we can also do it with your thermostat in your shower now and turning your shower on and off. So if that is something that can be helpful, voice controls out there, and tap on your phone or tap on the wall is out there. Okay, so here's a couple items that we can use when modifications aren't possible. And this can apply to a lot of people for budgetary issues, for renting, maybe moving in the near future. So sometimes we can't always do the full-blown construction. So a shower buddy, awesome product. I have a picture on the other screen. Transfer bench is the minimal kind of solution. It's the bench that you sit down on the outside of the tub and slide in. And they have sliding ones if the person can't slide their own body. A portable roll-in shower, the shower bay is what it's called. And that is great for first floors that don't have full baths, that don't want to do the full construction or want a temporary solution. Yes.
How much are portable roll-ins, roughly?
So they vary. This particular one is $4,000. So this particular one is on the higher side of them because it has the pump and it drains all of the water, just like a regular shower. Some of the other ones you have to let it run out, like have it on a deck or do your water collection. This one is all included and it gets it out to the sink. And then, yeah, so it works just like a regular shower. And then we already talked on grab bars, tub clamp to get over the edge of the tub, floor to ceiling poles. They're wonderful. And they're wonderful in lots of different places, not just the bathroom. Bedside, next to your favorite chair. They're tension mounted so there's no construction, and they help you stand up and get your balance and then be on your way. And then a ceiling lift. A ceiling lift could be a product you could use to not have to do the home modifications. If your bathroom were adjacent to your bedroom, and you could lift and use the track to go all the way down and into the tub safely, and use the track to lift you back up and go back to your bedroom or chair. So some of these pictures, yeah.
Back to grab bars for just a minute.
Yeah.
So traditionally, OT and PTs don't like suction grab bars at all.
Yeah.
Are there any out there that really hold, or is it just rolling the dice?
No, so it's really about the surface you put them on. We carry Rose healthcare suction cup grab bars. We have for like 8 years now. We've tried the other ones, and they work all right. And the Rose ones, if they're on the right surface, like when I put them on a glass table or something at a show, I can pick the whole thing up. They stay and they are not going anywhere. But there's a few things that affect that. Climate change, not in the big catastrophic sense, but seasonal, summer to winter, just temperature changes in the bathroom. So you need to re-adhere them a lot. Weekly, if you can do it daily, even better. And then it has to be completely smooth surface. It's got to be that glass or fiberglass that doesn't have lines or texture. So not a lot of bathrooms have that. So when people try to put them on tile or slightly textured fiberglass, that's where they fail. Yeah, and fiberglass is tough. tough to install into. It causes some issues. So the best bath units that we install that are fiberglass have plywood throughout the whole unit, so you can put a grab bar anywhere. But when you come into a situation where the fiberglass is already installed and it's one of those flimsier units that you see at the Home Depots and stuff, those have space. So if you put a bar right into them, it'll pull that fiberglass back and allow water to leak into the side of the bar, which causes bigger problems down the road. So for that situation, something like this, the floor-to-ceiling pole can work really well because you can put it really next to the tub to get the bar in there. If it's in the shower, you can put it in the shower. And then the tub clamps here, another way to have something to hold on to that isn't installed into your wall. They work nicely. And then the shower buddies, this is a tub buddy and this is a shower buddy. These are rolling shower chairs that come into the bathroom. You can put them back over a toilet and then take them to the shower tub and click them in and slide them across. So it creates a roll-in shower without doing the construction of a roll-in shower. I really like those products a lot. They can fit a bunch of different scenarios and kind of give you the same outcome as a roll-in. There's a little more work. You have to click it in, and you can't do it on your own. You always need a caregiver to help you with this. But it does get that threshold out of the way. And then this is a tub clamping transfer bench, which is nice. And this is a tub clamping transfer bench with the tub cutout. So we cut the side of the tub out so you can sit down, and if you can't lift your legs, they can now go across the tub with that little quick fix. So a little lower budget thing to do to make it work for you, and then not really worrying about the after sale later, because that probably would not look good when you sell your home. So those are some great products that we can use if doing the construction is not an option, or if the timing is just not, we need something now, and that can work for right now while we figure out our accessibility in our home. So accessible kitchen pointers, just a few, and then we'll go over the pictures. Raise your dishwasher or use a dishwasher drawer. It's a new product that's really neat. Have your cabinets under the sink open up and have no toe kick, so you can push them back and roll under. Or just have no cabinets at all underneath the sink and or stove or range. Raised oven, so you're not bending down low to pull up the oven door and get something or lift it out from the chair. It's really hard. So you need to have it kind of countertop height. Countertop height microwaves, roll under ranges, knobs on the front of the stove, and color distinctions. So again, this stuff is all good for everybody, not just people with a specific diagnosis, just for aging in general. Having the knobs in the front helps us not have to reach over the stove while it's hot, and our sensitivities are less when we're older. Yeah.
Does anybody have a kill switch for those knobs on the front?
There is a kill switch for digital ones.
Okay.
But for the traditional push and turn, no. Just probably manually removing the gas line from each one. But you mean like kind of when they're in action, if there's an issue?
The way I'm built, when I reach up to the cabinet above, my belt buckle's interacting with those knobs.
Yeah.
And it's not a push and turn, it's not gas, it's just electric. So we'll come back, and here I've turned the thing on and didn't even know it, Only 100 degrees or so, but.
Yeah. No, that's really important.
Yeah.
So there is a product that works with digital that you might look into. It's called CookStop. And it's a timed product. So if the range is on for a certain amount of time that you set and no one's changed it, it'll automatically turn off.
Okay.
Because that could be a safety issue.
For kids or grandkids too, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, we've all done it. I have done it with the gas stove, like put it on low instead of off, and left. I come home, and it can be really, really dangerous. So there's not really a solution for that I'm aware of for the gas ones. But for the electric ones, CookStop is a solution. And then to make it more accessible, so in the front, for most people, as they age, or if they're in a chair too, that reaching is more difficult, and there can be neuropathy. There can be a lot of different things that lessen our sensitivity to temperature. So we don't really want to be putting our arms over open flame. So those are helpful for that reason. And then the color distinctions also, just to make sure that you're hitting the right thing and aware that it's there. And then the lighting, task, ambient, and accent lighting. And there's pictures of that. It's just important. I love the ambient lighting too, but it's not good if I'm going to be slicing carrots and working in my kitchen. It needs to be brighter. And then color distinction is really important on the floor, and the water source over the range. So the faucet, easy pour for filling pots and pans with water to do your boiling. So here's a couple pictures of things that we're talking about. These are the cabinets that slide back. I think they're really cool. So when they're closed, it looks really nice. Another way to do it is with this, we have cabinets, they just go over the plumbing. They're not actually functional, but it kind of looks more concealed that way. So the roll unders, this is a range one, this is a sink one, and then we have the raised dishwasher. So it's up here, so when you're putting your dishes in and out, it's at task height, and that's for a chair or aging, or just in general. I find it helpful. You know, we're bending way down and back into the dishwasher is not easy, so that makes life a lot easier. And then let's see if they have it in these ones. Go to the next one. This is a convection micro combo. So that's at that lowered height for chair use. This kitchen is specific for chair use. It's a chair user's home. We have the lowered task countertops here, and then the faux cabinetry under the stove and under the sink. So you can roll and it can open it up to get even closer, but it's not shelved, it's not functional under there for storing things. And then we have the faucet over the range to fill the pots and pans. And then with this home, we have ambient up top, we have task, the bright halogen underneath, or it's LED, and then general lighting above. Really good lighting, really nicely done. So yeah, it's kind of the best practices at work in the kitchen. And I know the pictures may be difficult to see on the web, so you can download the slides or you can email me for them, and I'd be happy to send them to you. And you can find me here. Yes, question?
I was just going to ask, so how much of this stuff can we see in like a showroom?
Roll under, in our showroom, we have the roll under vanity to show, and we have the roll in shower, and we have the portable shower, showing those two options. And then a lot of pictures on the wall that are both manufacturer stock and jobs that we've done. So to show and tell. And then we have a lot of product there. Also, if you're in San Diego, visits to clients' homes and things, we've also helped people with. People are really nice, and especially, you know, well, everyone's looking for help and ways to live better and do better. And so we reach out to people we've helped. They're happy to help us in return. So our store is at 7640 Claremont Mesa Boulevard. And then my email, it's actually not on here, but it's just Erica, E-R-I-C-A, at harmonyhomemedical.com. So feel free to send any questions or ask for the slides and the photos, whatever I can do to help you on your journey to make your home accessible. Thank you. Yeah.
So another question, back to the 5-foot radius and then the ruling shower chairs or my shower buddy systems. So if I have a tiny bathroom and I can convert to a roll-in shower, could I move some of that 5-foot like in the bedroom so I transfer to the rolling shower chair in a different room and then go into my tiny bathroom? I mean, is that pretty typical what happens?
Yeah, but a lot of times we can get really close to that 5-foot turning radius if we utilize the shower space. Okay. So you get 3 feet of it right there in the shower, 36-inch deep shower, and it comes around. You run into the toilet, but that's usually what we're turning from. So, you know, so it's there. And then if we have, a lot of times you have the shower, the toilet and then the vanity. If we had the shower roll in and had the vanity roll under from that toilet, you would have that 5-foot turning radius in front of you. You wouldn't be able to complete the circle with the toilet in the way there, but you would essentially have that space. So you could do a turn with a shower chair in the toilet space usually, or not toilet space, in the shower space, or do the backing over the toilet and then changing direction.
So the bottom line, if I have a tiny bathroom, don't be afraid or don't
Yeah.
give up. Have somebody look at it.
Yep, absolutely.
Find some options.
Yep, and we can reconfigure. We've done some funny things, you know, with small spaces. We make the all wet room, so all of the floor is the smaller tile, and then turned the toilet so the tank was actually backed against the vanity to make. They had a tiny bathroom, and that the hall space or the roll space between the toilet and the wall wasn't enough for a chair. So we've done things like that.
So in that case, you didn't have to move the drain. You just turned the toilet.
Yeah, we didn't have to move. Yep, we didn't have to move the toilet vent. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that scares people because that's like, all right, now we're tearing up the foundation and
yeah. If
moving
it's
pipes
slab, it's a bit of work to do that. If it's raised foundation, then it's easier. It's not a big deal. Mm-hmm. But yep,
Okay.
so we did that and kept the same toilet plumbing in place. So there's lots of different ways. The smaller bathrooms, there's maybe limited number of ways, but we still look and see what our space is and then what the person's need is and what equipment they're using.
Okay. Have you, okay, there are 2 more questions.
Yeah.
So my upper torso control is waning. So in my memory, some of these Shower Buddy products or devices like that have limited recline.
Yeah. Yeah, have
So
tilt.
yeah,
They have tilt.
How do I get past that?
So with the tilting chair, a combination of ways. So you can get the shower chair with tilt. So then here's the seat of your chair, and you push the lever, and the whole seat, tilts back, just like on our power chairs. Mm-hmm. And then you can also add the chest straps or laterals if you don't want the chest strap all the way across you. So we can outfit shower chairs a lot like custom manual chairs. So using tilt and using positioning devices.
Terrific. Yeah. And then do you do any, I know with drones it's a little scary now, but 10 years ago outside showers were pretty common.
Yeah.
Is that still happening?
Yeah, there's been a couple people do outside showers. Okay. They're kind of nice. It depends on how you set them up.
Some of them have like full privacy now, right?
Yeah, you can set it up with full privacy, hot and cold. I mean, I've seen people, we didn't do the job, but they decided not to do the inside and we're just doing a Band-Aid type thing where it didn't have hot water, which I wouldn't find ideal. It was like the hose, but you can bring the hot and cold out there and make it quite nice. And it's always a nice add-on, especially if you live anywhere coastal, to have that on your home.
Okay. So what should we be asking that we didn't with regard to this whole area? I mean, there's people out there who call themselves senior real estate certified.
Yeah.
I mean, do they know about all this ADA? Do they get
No.
it? Or what are your thoughts on?
No. So I have my senior real estate specialist license. Let's see if I can go back to it. Don't utilize it, but got it. I have my real estate license non-practicing just because I want to do all things home and understand what people need to go through. And I went through that course that they do. And it's more about how to talk to seniors. It has nothing to do with how to make your house accessible. So it's the CAPS, the Certified Aging in Place Specialist. That is the licensing that you want to see with someone making recommendations about how to configure your home. And then time in the field, because CAPS is great. It's 3-4 days of how to configure a house, but really seeing it and running into problems along the way and figuring those out, that's really the best teacher. So working with someone who's just been in the business for a while and understands the different things that are possible and that can happen.
And if I understood you correctly, in addition to photos, you have prior clients who have opened up their home on occasion for people to come see what what they're seeing in the pictures and actually roll in there and, okay, I get it now.
Yeah, yeah, and
That's pretty
actually
cool.
see it. Yeah, like I said, people are pretty nice and warm, and you know, we should interact with each other more. I think we forget that sometimes, you know, that people want to do good. So, but yeah, and then we're in Cremation. We've been doing this for over 10 years, and our contractor that we use is exclusively doing our accessible jobs all day. But there's a lot of good people out there.
Do you work with the Veterans Administration?
Yeah, we do. So we can do the HISAs and the SAHs.
Okay. And so if I'm just getting into this, I don't know what I'm doing. You know, I think before you mentioned work with only contractors that are
You just want to make sure you're working with someone who's licensed. Yeah, and that has experience in accessibility, because you want to make sure the waterproofing is done right and the spaces are set up correctly. I have gone back on clients' jobs, unfortunately, and they call us after the fact with curbs, and now they're using a chair and they can't use the shower. They just had it remodeled. They had a tub remodeled and they put in a 4-inch threshold. They thought that was good, and now they can't use it. And then also improperly done roll and shower, where all the tile was falling off the lower level because the drywall behind was corroding because they didn't waterproof it.
Okay. And so this is a little off topic, but the little door tubs where you step in.
Walk-in tubs.
One of the things that I get feedback on that for those who might be, you know, thinking about that is check your drain size.
Yeah.
So people put these in, and then they're freezing, waiting for the water to drain, and they have to put in heat lamps and stuff. And
yeah, they have tubs, so they'll sell a tub that has, you know, the power flush, like it'll get it out quickly. But if you don't have the proper plumbing in place, your sink and your toilet are going to fill up in a hurry, and it's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
So, and then also, I have not ever been a big fan of walk-in tubs. Don't do a lot of them, maybe 2 in the whole time I've been in business. And that's because I always let people know that if you're going to put in a walk-in tub, you should expect to have to replace it at some point, because not everyone can use a walk-in tub for life.
Right.
You have to be able to step in, turn around, push down the lever, sit down. It's a lot of physical exertion to get into the tub, and it's not something a caregiver can help you do because the wall is so high.
Right.
So it's just something to consider, that they're great for time and place, but you probably would have to have a different solution later on.
Right. So for those of you thinking of that, think harder.
Just make sure you have the budget, a second bathroom, or you know, that's going to be for sure your forever solution.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Smith.
Thank you.
And let's see, your address is
On the
inside. So Claremont Mesa Boulevard, across from
Zion Market,
Zion
best
Market,
place
there
to
we
eat
go.
lunch in town.
And the typical showroom hours are
8:30 to 5:30 on the weekdays and 10 to 3 on Saturday.
10 to 3 on Saturday. Okay,
Yeah.
great. So
Thank
please
you,
feel
guys.
free to contact Harmony Home Medical. They have a full staff there, and Erica's just terrific. So thank you so much. This concludes our care services meeting, and thank you for joining us. Oh, a big thank you and shout out to Lifepro Financial Services, who provided us this beautiful conference room and the technology to bring this information to you via webcast. So thank you, Lifepro.